Good morning. I think it's Tuesday. I'm not sure. Find out in just a couple seconds. Thanks for stopping by. This is PG-13 Billhound Show. What's up? Good morning. All right. Let's see what the heck day this is even. I slept hard, man. I did. Slept good. All right. Cheers. I think it's episode 29. I don't know nothing. I woke up from a deep sleep, pretty much. Yeah, we're good. Tuesday, yep, March 25th, 2025. It's 5:23 a.m. Pretty weird dream. Uh, can't really make much sense of it. Trying to remember it. Too weird to try to explain. Yeah, I'm skipping the dream. There's definitely some flooding involved, and office buildings I was at, people I didn't know. Can't remember what I was doing there though. All right. Facebook. Well, let's see what episode this is first. I'm a little groggy. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Can't say I never lie, but I don't lie a lot. A lot less these days than when I was younger. And, you know, so this is episode 29. Yep. Okay. I'm doing pretty good. So, Facebook. Nope. Don't want, no action from this spammer girl. Delete request. Nope. Yeah. Okay. Got into a little dumpster fire with one of my friends last night. The media leakers would rather exploit a mistake in regards to the Trump administration member supposedly texted war plans. Now that I think about it, I think it was done intentionally, like a sabotage type thing, because I don't think someone at that level would make that kind of a mistake like that. I think it was done on purpose. So that's my story. I'm going to stick with that. So, Democrat liberals are always right. Okay, they're always right. They'll never admit that they're wrong. And that's another case of that. They'll, like I said, come up with all these fancy theories, and they read into all this, and they got all this, basically a book explaining the whole thing, and they're just flat wrong. Like I said in some of my other videos, you can read in and have all these theories and think you know everything, but you're just kind of missing the whole big picture, the common sense part, the reality part. Okay. I think a lot of people on the left, they read into shit too much, and they're reading the wrong shit in the first place, because they're getting their source from. A lot of their sources are biased and left leaning, and they flat out lie and make shit up. They do. Trump ends cabinet meeting with a touching tribute to Elon Musk. Oh, I gotta hear this. We're on YouTube now.
Think your taxes are simple? You could file for free with H&R Block.
Nope.
More people qualify for it.
Bite me.
Thank everybody very much. This was a great meeting. These are phenomenal people. We're lucky to have. I have to tell you, I want to thank you all, and Elon, I want to thank you. I know you've been through a lot with this horrible situation that happens.
Saving America.
Very unfair. What he is a patriot.
Yep.
He is a man that I can tell you, he's a friend of mine. He's become a friend of mine. He supported me in the election. That's when I got to know him. Really, I knew him a little bit from the first term, but not much. But he's a patriot more than anything else. He's never think of it. He has never asked me for a thing. He could have. I always say, I wonder if he's ever going to ask me for something. And that's always subject to change. And if it does change, I'll let you know about it. But Elon has never asked me for a thing. I mean, I got rid of the electric car mandate. I have no idea how that affects him, but possibly not good. I don't know. But he's never asked me for a thing. And I think that's an amazing tribute. I did get activated last week when I saw what they were doing. I said, he makes an incredible product, and we're going to go out and tell people you can't do that stuff and support him. They got to support him, because if he wasn't doing this, he wouldn't have any of these difficulties. And I think it's getting less and less. Pam has done a great job with regard to all of the, I mean, I know the kind of investigations that are going on. If she finds them, which she will, she's already found 4 of them. But I think they're going to suffer very grave consequences.
And they should.
They're really terrorists when you think about it. They're very they're terrorists at a high level. And I think the people that are financing them, they could very well be people I know.
Soros.
People that you write about. But those people are in big trouble. So they better cut it out. But
so you got terrorists like that do things like that. And you get, you got people even in like Congress out there preaching terrorize. If you see, anybody wearing a MAGA hat, you get in their face. That's terrorism. Terrorize, fight, go fight them. And, they're promoting violence and disruption. And they're doing it by a lot of things, burning down cities, man. Remember Seattle, Chaz? And, now taking it out on Teslas and Cybertrucks and stuff, and just all kinds of rhetoric going on coming from the left. And, people, we're getting tired of it, man. We're getting tired of it. And it's getting to the point now where Trump has to start declaring some of these people, our own citizens, as domestic terrorists, man. You're either with us or you're not. And you know what? It's to the point now where maybe a dictator is needed. Maybe a Hitler is needed to start weeding these fuckers out. Because you know what? It's not going to be your way or the highway. America doesn't roll like that. And you know what? America put Trump there. And that should tell you something. Okay? That should tell you something. We're tired of it. If you're on the left, I'm telling you, you're winning you're fighting a losing battle here, man. I'm telling you. Hey, I get why, democracy is important. I get it. But you can't let criminals and corrupt people hijack your party and expect Americans to lay down for their corruption. It's not going to happen. Rabbit. It's just not going to happen, dude. This isn't the country where that kind of stuff can be allowed or will be allowed. This is America. This isn't, China, or Europe. We're not that, okay? This is America. We're different. We're one of a kind. And we put Trump there for a reason. And too bad if you don't like it. Too bad. If you're going to try to terrorize everybody, burn everything down, go ahead. all you're going to do is make it worse on yourself and everybody else. But eventually, you know what? Maybe we're going to have a dictator because of you people. It's going to be your fault, though, if we do have a dictator, okay, and a Hitler. It's going to be your fault because you know what? The way Biden and the last administration was doing it, we were losing our country anyways. So, well, instead of a fraud traitor, I'll take a dictator any day. At least he's fighting for our country. Bottom. That's the way I see it. I'll take a dictator over a traitor any day, because at least I know the dictator loves his country and is going to fight for us. That's much better than a traitor that wants to sell us out and give everything away to everybody but us. F that. F that and F you for supporting that. You're the problem. You're part of the problem. If you support a traitor, okay? Trump's not a dictator. Okay, he's a president that is leading this country. Call him what you want, but that's what he is. He is a leader, a president that is doing his job, putting his country first. How hard is that to understand? You're a lot of you people on the left, you're so fixated on your democracy that you're not seeing what happened to your democracy. It got hijacked by bad people, man, and they were allowing our country to be invaded by who knows who. Okay, they sold us out, and Trump came in because we put him there to put a stop to that bullshit, and that's what's going on. And you people that are, causing all these disruptions and, in my opinion, trying to set people up by sending a text on purpose, I think, to try to, it's just part of this kitchen sink, man. It's still getting thrown at Trump, and it won't stop ever. And they can call him whatever name they want, dictator, Nazi, whatever. You got corrupt judges and shit. We see what's going on. The people that put Trump in there, we see all this shit that's going on. You think we're stupid? We're not stupid, man. Not all of us have a college education and can read and write at a super high level, but we do have common sense, okay? And that's really what's needed these days. Really. That's what's needed, especially with all the fake literature that's out there and all the bullshit that's out there. You really need common sense more than anything these days.
Elon's a patriot. We want to thank you very much for the job you do.
And you know what? I appreciate what Elon's doing. I mean, they just found more, like, I can't remember how many. Let me see if I still have this here. It's unreal, dude. It's unreal. It amazes me. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's start here. All right. The real purpose of government is to protect the elderly, the sick, and the people who can't work. People that are weak. That's what the government, its purpose is for, okay? And as far as, trimming the fat on the government, get rid of a lot of jobs that weren't even like jobs, really. I mean, they're empty offices. People didn't even show up. They're just simply on a really long paid vacation, okay, on our dime. Yeah, why would you not want that to be cut off, right? Unfortunately, there's so many of them that, some legitimate ones got, let go. And, there's just so many you can't do individual, they got caught up in it. And then, of course, there's some judges that sent them back, even though they don't really have a real job to go to. But there's corrupt judges out there, too, that will do the wrong thing, even against the president and Elon. Okay, there's a lot of corruption, even in our justice system. There is a lot of corruption there. And people that are in on the corruption with the Biden administration and all this cronies, they're part of the cronies. Oh, yeah. And remember when Biden told the pipeline workers to do something else? Maybe get training in green energy jobs, remember? Maybe that's what these government employees should do. Or if Tesla was doing maybe better, they can get a job with Tesla. How about that? The people that just got cut off in the government jobs that were useless. Go get a job with Tesla. Help them out. It's green. Remember, you're supporting them not too long ago. Remember? There you go. Go get your job at Tesla. Remember, you guys bought Teslas because you support the Green New Deal. Well, here's your chance to go work for the Green New Deal. But you won't do that because you don't want to work. You want a fucking free vacation. That's what you want. Got used to that 5-year vacation, didn't you? And now you're pissed you got to go back to work. Yeah, that's what it really is. Idiots. There was another one that pissed me off. It's like Social Security money. Oh, no, it was the loans. It was these loans going to like 9 months old, all these dead people and like little babies. Millions of dollars in loans going to little babies and dead people. Straight fraud. Straight fraud. Okay? It's unbelievable what was going on. I was like $30-something million in fraudulent loans to dead people and little infants, okay, that Elon found. You going to support that? Of course you are, because your democracy is the end all be all, right? It could be flat out corrupt, lies, deceptions, complete bullshit, and you'll still support it because it's democracy. Idiots. It pisses me off, man. It does. It's so stupid, idiotic. I'm to the point like where I just can't deal with these people because they are like terrorists. They don't support this country. All they support is their democracy. That's what they support. Their democracy. Fuck everything else. It's ridiculous. Really is. It's ridiculous. I want to play something for you here that kind of got into my craw a little bit before the video starts running too long. Another idiot, moron, Anonymous. This guy that wears this mask and a hoodie, looks like a freaking clown. Listen to this bullshit. The structure motorized pergola. But unfortunately, in a certain way, he's right because he is explaining how corrupt these people on the left really are, if you think about what this guy's about to say. Okay, listen to this bullshit. System is reinvent. Hang on. Skip ad. There we go.
Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and the officials in power, heed this warning. You are playing a dangerous game. Greetings, citizens of the...
Is that a threat, sir? Is that a threat? It sounds like a threat to me. Or he knows something, right? You're playing a dangerous game. Yeah, because they're playing against corrupt terrorists that hate this country and want this country to fail and will try to do everything possible to do that.
United States.
He's right, actually, right there. But that sounds like a threat to me.
The assault on your rights is no longer subtle. Your freedoms, your liberties, what once defined your nation, are now under direct attack.
Oh, really? Can you elaborate on that a little bit better, sir? What has Trump done besides cut a bunch of fat off the government and tried to, be more efficient with the government? That's a threat to our freedom? No, that's not. Get that right, pal.
U.S. has joined a short list of countries where basic human rights and civic freedoms are being stripped away. Those who celebrate these changes are blinded by rhetoric.
Okay, that sounds like the left that wants to support our guns and our free speech to be taken away. Okay, he's right there.
Designed to exploit their fears. Artificial threats have been manufactured, amplified through carefully controlled media channels, while any effort to counter them has been dismissed as fake news. You have been deceived. You have been manipulated. But
dismissed as fake news. No. Actually, it's not been dismissed, and it is fake news. So I don't believe you're right on that there.
now more than ever, it is crucial to remember who we are. We are human. We are meant to be interconnected, compassionate, and unified. Instead,
Well, let me tell you, with the left and their rhetoric, they're definitely not wanting to be unified and anything of the sort, because they're attacking anybody that doesn't align with their beliefs. They bash anybody that doesn't align with their beliefs on the left or anything of that sort from the left, okay? The division is coming from that. Because they're supporting corruption, okay? That's why they're getting resistance from the right, and that's why Trump is in there. We put him there. Hello?
you have been force-fed paranoia.
No, we haven't been force-fed paranoia. We've been force-fed bullshit and lies coming from the left. That's not paranoia. It's reality. So you're wrong there, sir.
Placed in a perpetual state of survival.
Yeah, because the corruption has caused our economy to turn to shit. And really bad policies from mostly Democrat-run cities has caused the cost of living to go high. So yeah, we're kind of in survival mode. Hello, I'm gonna sneeze. So it's shit. There we go.
To eliminate imagined threats rather than question those who created them. They have turned you against one another.
Wait a minute, let me hear that again.
Who created them. They have turned you against. Instead, you have been force-fed paranoia.
No.
You have been placed in a perpetual state of survival.
Yeah.
Taught to eliminate imagined threats rather than question those who created them. They have turned you against one another. They have fueled division, hatred, and violence. They have dehumanized you.
No.
Not to protect you, but to control you.
Maybe.
While you fight amongst yourselves, they profit. They consolidate power. And you are left distracted, weakened, and complicit in your own oppression. The rest of the world sees what you do not, what you cannot. The truth is being hidden from you, buried beneath propaganda and lies. The United States stands on the edge of collapse.
That's true.
Your basic freedoms are at risk, soon to be at the mercy of a dictator.
No.
A tyrant.
Nope.
Anonymous.
Nope. Well, maybe he's right, because, well, he's not a tyrant, but maybe he has to be a dictator because we have too many, what do you call it? We have too many terrorists here that are in this country, okay? And sometimes you have to have someone that's willing to be a leader, dictator, whatever you want to call them. Maybe it's to that point, like I said earlier in this video, where we actually need a dictator, okay? But he's not a bad dictator. He's one that doesn't take bullshit. That's the difference.
This will not stand by as you are stripped of your rights.
No. Now that's where I disagree. Well, maybe if the left have gotten their way, maybe if the left gets their way, we'll be stripped of our rights. And you know what? If we get a dictator from the left, that's a whole different story, okay? But Trump ain't no dictator. He's not. He's just a president doing his job. Now, if we get a corrupt one from the left, yeah, we're going to have a bad dictator, okay? Because he's not going to be fighting for our country. He's going to be fighting for corrupt bullshit. That's the difference.
The situation is dire. Over the past few months,
now this guy's kind of fear-mongering now. It's not dire. Unless, terrorists start terrorizing a lot more, then it will turn into dire situation. But right now, it's not dire. Everything is okay. It's just a lot of crying going on, bitching and moaning, and some property damage and some slight terrorist stuff going on. But, I think we're going to get everything under control, get these people in check. They're always going to cry and snivel and bitch and moan. Trump will never, get their support because they're never Trumpers. They got TDS, and they'll probably die with TDS.
Taken calculated steps, ensuring our ability to navigate the systems that seek to control you. We have confirmed our capabilities. We have a plan. Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and the officials in power, heed this warning. You are playing a dangerous game.
Yeah, it is a dangerous game. Yeah, I agree with you. But at least they're playing the game, right? They're not ignoring the threat or are a part of the threat. Like Biden and the last administration are part of the problem, the threat. Trump is in there to fight for us, the Americans that put him there, a majority of us. Okay, yeah, it is a dangerous game. And, yeah, Elon's getting his life threatened like a lot. Even Trump, obviously, they tried to assassinate him. So, yeah, very dangerous game. You're right about that.
Those in Congress who remain silent are just as complicit.
Yep, that's right. I agree with that. There's a lot of our enemy is in the freaking Congress, okay? They're part of the problem. Major part.
No matter what side of the political spectrum they claim to stand on, know this, Anonymous is watching. Each of you is vulnerable, and each of you will be held accountable.
Of course. Yeah, so he's right on a lot of this stuff, okay? But there's a couple parts I just told you that I don't agree with him on. And, yeah, it is a dangerous game. And, maybe Trump will eventually be a dictator because he might have to be. We might have to have one in there to fight this bullshit that's going on. So, hey, like I said, I'll take Trump as a dictator over anybody like Kamala that's just going to sell us out and allow us to be invaded. I'll take Trump any day, even if he's a dictator. I'll take that any day. I just wanted to make that point right there on that, okay? It's cool. Dictator's just a label anyways, okay? It's the actions that speak louder than words, okay? And so far, Trump's actions are speaking louder than words in a positive way. Not for the people that are, that are part of the bullshit, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. Trump's doing what he said. And majority of the Americans think that's the right thing to do, and he's doing it. So you're farting in the wind. You're swimming upstream with no paddle. Trump officials texted war plans to a group chat. Trump officials. Now it's more than one person that did it, huh? Now they're blaming many. Look, Trump officials with the S on the end texted. Okay, so they're saying Trump officials texted. So they're like more than one people were in on this. So yeah, see how they do this? First Coast News. Trump officials texted war plans to a group chat in a secure app that included a journalist. Like they did it on purpose, okay? That's what I was saying. I think it was done on purpose by someone that is trying to sabotage and leak information to make problems for Trump, okay? There's a mole there, okay? Someone's a mole, and they're going to find out who it is, and we're going to find out also who it is, and there you'll have it, okay? It's part of the kitchen sink. There's traitors in there. There's moles, and they're going to have to show their ugly head eventually, and Trump will deal with them accordingly. And it was not a secure app. Truth is important. That's right. That's right. You know, it's not a secure app. That's right. So, thank goodness it wasn't 30,000 classified documents sent on a private server. Yeah, Hillary Clinton, that's right. Where was the up in arms about that from the left? Oh, they just happened to not notice that, or they did, or they just happened to not bitch about that, right? Remember that? Yeah. Now what? Tit for tat. Hypocrisy. Hello. How did they figure it out? Proof, please. Exactly. And these are idiots we've delegated to run our country. We are all screwed. No. They're called moles, dude. Ever heard of a mole? Of the term mole? Idiots. The reporter is a liar and should never have been allowed in. Yeah. Yeah. So, no. See, people are wrong. Seeing as Trump appointed a bunch of fools, this is no surprise. No, it was done on purpose, and that's my opinion, and I'm gonna stick with that. Because all them people, they know better. They know better. No, they're gonna find out who they're gonna get to the bottom of it. Watch. They'll get to the bottom of it. Yep. You made a direct accusation. You better have proof to back it up. That's right. It was done on purpose, and that's what I'm going to put. It was done by a mole. Period. That's right. Yeah, and where's the proof? We haven't seen any proof yet. It's all talk anyways. It's all talk at this point.
Flexible and it
So,
will not eliminate
you know how that goes. You have to be a fly on the wall.
on signal. And how did you learn that a journalist was privy to the targets, the types of weapons used?
I've heard I was characterized. Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that. Thank you.
There you go, from the man, the mouth himself. Okay, straight from the mouth himself. It's all made up lies. I'm pretty sure of that, because something, you know, and of course the people on the left are going to say he's lying, but just the way he said that right there, that sounds about like the truth. You know, these people on the left, they can make shit up, and then the media will just run with it, and then you got all the Trump haters out there that just run with it, and that all of a sudden becomes the truth, right? And then it disappears. That's probably what will happen with this. It's such bullshit. It's part of the kitchen sink. It's part of people not accepting what is. Read the sign behind me. Okay? It boils down to that. Trump won. Get over it. So anyways, I'm pretty much done with this. Let's read a couple more. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, today's my Thursday. See how my little... I'm good. Yeah, I'm going to get my breakfast going here. Oh, man. I was cooking my breakfast yesterday. And all of a sudden, my freaking hood fell right there on. I got it propped up right now. But it just dropped on my hands when I was cooking. And whoever installed that thing didn't do a very good job. And so now I got to deal with that. It scared the living shit out of me because I was sitting there cooking. All of a sudden, the thing lands on my my arm because I was stirring my oatmeal when that happened. It just dropped. Luckily, there was like the cord holding it. It would have totally like probably dumped my hot water all over me, and I got lucky there. So I already got a plan to fix that myself. My dude didn't show up yesterday. I don't know what happened to him, so I still don't have my kitchen sink. So I've had some problems here with the pad for the last couple weeks. I had to deal with the floor, the clog in the sink, now the hood. Part of being a homeowner, man, I guess. You know, when it rains, it pours. So I'm going to go ahead and get my day handled here. So thanks for stopping by. I do appreciate it. And if you're not a subscriber, that'd be great if you'd subscribe. And, you know, like this video, share the video, hit the little bell for the notifications when I post up, usually every day. And you have a great day, and we'll check you later. See ya.